Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today for this crucial update about your Social Security payments for November 2025. I know there's been a lot of confusion and concern circulating lately about payment schedules, potential government disruptions, and what the future holds for your benefits. So today we're going to cut through all the noise and give you the clear, accurate information you need to protect your financial security. Let's start with the question that's on everyone's mind: will any potential government slowdown affect your Social Security payments? I want to be absolutely crystal clear about this. Your Social Security payments are completely protected by federal law and will continue without any interruption whatsoever. Seniors can rest completely assured that those monthly benefits will still arrive right on schedule, exactly when you expect them. This protection isn't optional or subject to political whims. It's mandated by law that your benefits must continue regardless of what happens with government funding or operations. However, there is one important distinction that everyone needs to understand. While the payments themselves are fully protected and will continue without delay, the Social Security Administration's customer service operations might experience some slowdowns during any potential government disruption. In practical terms, this means if you need to visit a local Social Security office in person, you should expect longer wait times. If you need to update your personal records or information, there might be processing delays. If you need to file paperwork or apply for benefits, those applications could take longer to process. But when it comes to your actual monthly payment being deposited into your bank account, that will happen exactly as scheduled, without any changes or delays whatsoever. Now let's get into the specific details of the November 2025 payment schedule so you can mark your calendars and plan your finances accordingly. For those receiving Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, there's something important you need to know about your November payment. Instead of arriving on the first of the month as usual, your SSI payment will actually be deposited early on Friday, October 31st, which happens to fall on Halloween this year. This early payment occurs because November 1st lands on a Saturday in 2025, and the government has a firm policy of never issuing payments on weekends or federal holidays. So if you happen to see any confusing headlines or social media posts claiming there's no SSI payment in November, please don't be alarmed or misled. Your payment is simply arriving a day early, not disappearing or being cancelled. Now, for those of you who receive both SSI and Social Security Disability Insurance benefits, your SSDI payment will be deposited on Monday, November 3rd. This same November 3rd payment date also applies to anyone who began receiving regular Social Security retirement or disability benefits before May 1997. If you fall into either of these categories, you can expect to see your payment in your account on Monday, November 3rd. Now, for everyone else who receives Social Security based on the standard Wednesday payment schedule, your specific payment date depends entirely on your birth date. Here's exactly how it works. If your birthday falls within the first 10 days of any month, meaning between the 1st and the 10th, your payment will be sent on the second Wednesday of November, which is November 12th. If your birthday occurs between the 11th and the 20th of the month, your payment will arrive on the third Wednesday, November 19th. And if your birthday falls anywhere between the 21st and the 31st, you'll receive your payment on the fourth Wednesday, November 26th. These payment dates are officially established by the Social Security Administration and remain consistent from year to year, but it's worth noting that your individual bank or credit union might process the deposit at a slightly different time. Some financial institutions even make funds available early as a service to their customers, while others may take a bit longer to process government payments. Regardless of when your bank makes the funds available, these official dates serve as your reliable benchmark, and they very rarely change. Now let's turn our attention to another major topic that's creating significant discussion and concern right now: the upcoming 2026 Social Security Cost of Living Adjustment announcement. This COLA is incredibly important because it determines how much your benefits will increase next year to help keep pace with inflation and rising costs. Due to some recent government delays, the official COLA number hasn't been announced yet, but we do know that the Bureau of Labor Statistics plans to publish their inflation report on October 24th, and that's when the Social Security Administration will officially announce the COLA for 2026. Current economic projections are suggesting that the COLA might come in around 2.7%, which would translate to an average increase of approximately $36 to $58 per month for Social Security beneficiaries. This announcement will have a significant impact on what millions of retirees and beneficiaries can expect for next year's checks, and while the announcement has been delayed, it's important to understand that this timing won't affect anyone's actual payments in the immediate term, because COLA adjustments don't take effect until January's payments. This gives the system plenty of time to process the adjustment and ensure all beneficiaries receive the correct increased amount when the new year begins. However, let's have a frank discussion about the reality that many seniors are facing every day. For millions of older Americans, these annual COLA increases simply haven't been keeping up with the actual cost of living they experience in their daily lives. Each year we hear about a modest raise, perhaps 2.5%, maybe 3%, but when you look at what's actually happening at grocery stores, pharmacy counters, and with housing costs across the country, it becomes painfully clear that the numbers don't add up. Throughout the United States, millions of seniors are being financially squeezed, paying significantly more for basic necessities like food, electricity, and medical care while their fixed income remains relatively stagnant. For many of these individuals, Social Security isn't just some supplemental income, it's their entire financial lifeline, the difference between having a secure home and facing homelessness. We've heard from countless viewers, seniors who spent decades working hard in factories, schools, hospitals, and small businesses, faithfully paying into the Social Security system their entire working lives, now finding themselves struggling just to afford basic groceries or essential prescription medications. Some are facing impossible choices between paying rent or buying life-saving medicine. It's absolutely heartbreaking, and it's a harsh reality that far too many Americans are facing in silence, feeling forgotten by the system they supported for so many years. In addition to these important payment updates, there's also a significant amount of new Social Security and Medicare news that everyone needs to be aware of. Over the past several weeks, multiple reports have revealed potential policy changes that could dramatically impact older Americans. One of the most concerning headlines came from a Washington Post investigation that uncovered officials are considering removing age as a determining factor in eligibility for Social Security disability benefits. If this policy change were to be implemented, it could potentially result in as many as 750,000 older adults losing access to their SSDI benefits, representing nearly $82 billion in lost support that vulnerable seniors depend on for their survival. This kind of policy shift would profoundly affect those who rely on these benefits the most desperately: older Americans who cannot easily return to the workforce due to health limitations, physical disabilities, or other significant challenges that make traditional employment impossible. And as if navigating all of that weren't challenging enough, we're also right in the middle of Medicare open enrollment season, which runs from October 15th through December 7th. This critical period is when seniors can review and make changes to their Medicare plans for the upcoming year. Every single year, plan costs, provider networks, and coverage details change, and millions of seniors get caught off guard by unexpected new deductibles, higher drug costs, or reduced benefits that they didn't anticipate. Staying informed and proactive during this period is absolutely critical because these adjustments will directly affect how much money retirees actually take home each month after Medicare premiums are automatically deducted from their Social Security checks. Meanwhile, the broader financial landscape for seniors remains incredibly challenging and continues to deteriorate. Inflation steadily erodes the purchasing power of fixed incomes, housing costs have risen dramatically across virtually every state in the nation, and medical expenses continue their relentless upward climb with no end in sight. Even though official government inflation reports may suggest that prices are stabilizing, the reality that seniors experience on the ground tells a completely different and much more concerning story. Every trip to the grocery store, every utility bill that arrives in the mail, and every prescription that needs to be refilled feels heavier and more burdensome than the month before. And for seniors who rely entirely on their Social Security benefits to survive, every single penny matters tremendously. The average monthly benefit of around $1,900 to $2,000 barely stretches far enough to cover basic rent, utilities, and groceries, let alone unexpected medical bills, home repairs, or other emergencies that inevitably arise. It's a constant, stressful balancing act that leaves millions of older Americans feeling anxious, vulnerable, and uncertain about what tomorrow might bring. As we move deeper into the holiday season and begin preparing for another new year, it's absolutely crucial to remember that behind all these statistics, policy discussions, and payment schedules are real people with real struggles, retirees who worked their entire lives and paid into the system, widows who lost their partners and now face life alone, veterans who served our country with honor, and disabled Americans who can no longer work due to health conditions beyond their control. Each of them is living on a budget that seems to get tighter and tighter with each passing month, making it increasingly difficult to maintain even a basic standard of living. Many of them are quietly struggling in silence, even as government officials point to small improvements in the broader economy that don't seem to reach those who need help the most. So as we await the official 2026 COLA announcement on October 24th, all eyes will be focused on what that final number looks like and whether it even comes close to keeping up with the actual cost of living that seniors experience in America today. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about abstract percentages or economic projections, it's about human dignity, financial stability, and whether our seniors can afford to live with basic peace of mind after dedicating their entire lives to working and contributing to our society. Please stay tuned to this channel because as soon as the official COLA announcement is released, we'll break down exactly what it means for Social Security recipients across the country clearly, calmly, and honestly, without any hype or sensationalism. Just the straight truth that you need to make informed decisions about your financial future. Until then, please stay strong, stay informed, and remember that you're not alone in facing these challenges. Millions of seniors across America are dealing with the same difficult circumstances, and we'll continue to keep shining a light on what matters most to you and your financial security.